Islam family, Islam family. It's very, very, very early in the AM, and I'm on my way to be active, not passive. Moors. Prophet Noble Jew Ali said many, many, many things. And sometimes we have to get outside of ourselves and outside of our own minds to make up our own damn decisions to whether or not we want to be passive or whether or not we want to be active. And I take this very, very seriously. And while many, 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 many people like to talk but not come directly and have a real competent and civilized conversation as competent Moors, but like to use social media as a way to direct traffic, right? I don't use social media to direct traffic. I use social media to talk to my family. I use social media to get to the minds of the Moors, right? People love to use catchphrases, and the crazy part about it is I said Prophet Noble Jew Ali wanted active, not passive Moors. So my question to you family is, what is an active Moor and what is a passive Moor? Okay? And when does riding or running around in a hamster wheel get tired? Does it get tired? I wonder, does it really get tired? Because I have been a declared Moor for a minute, and I've been looking at everybody, not any particular one, and not holding anything above nationality or anyone above nationality. We have a following mentality because of social engineering. We feel as though we can't disagree with some of the things that our teachers have told us. You can absolutely disagree with some of the things your teachers have taught you. Realize every generation is becoming better and better at doing the work, at being active and not passive, right? Because what is active? It means you are in motion, you are in action, you are doing a thing. And you're not complaining about it, you're not looking for sympathy about it, and you're not just talking about it, you're doing something about it, right? What is passive? Everything the opposite of what I just said. You're complaining about it, you're talking about it, and you're doing absolutely nothing about it. Stop doing nothing about it, family. Stop allowing schisms. Stop allowing disingenuine gestures on public forums. There are a multitude of ways to get in touch with me. If you think I've erred, if I am in error, it is your duty. Chapter 25. I've been preaching chapter 25 of the Circle 7 Quran for a minute. If there is an error, do not use a social platform. Be a Moor and contact me and say, yo Sharon, check this out. This is what I was thinking about, right? I was thinking about this, right? Because I'm very, very, very approachable. I'm very, very, I'm very, very, very accessible. And I'm going to actually answer your question or dialogue with you as a fellow Moor, as my brother or as my sister. But I'm not going to use my social platform to sway people who still have to do a little bit more self-reflection. Because it's more about law. It's more than just law, family. It really is not just law. It is not just law. Law's one. You got so many others that you need to be learning. Spirit, self, intent, pride, ego. Oh, I love that word, pride and ego. Those two are so interesting because we don't even know when we're using that as a smokescreen for our own, what's the word that I want to use? I'm trying to use the right words because I don't want to be misinterpreted, because people will not come to you. They'll just go to a social platform, right? And if I had the ability to go to any particular person, Moor, brother or sister, and boop, 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 I'd do it. I'd do it. I'm very accessible, family. It is very easy to reach me. To say, check this out. How about we do something a little bit different? What is that different thing? Tell me what your solution is. Tell me what your possible solution is. But don't sit here and try to pick out a piece of dirt that you feel like is a piece of dirt. And you haven't given anything in its placement. I don't like complainers. I don't like people who moan and groan and use catchphrases to snare you and to trip you up. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And say it directly, because I'm a Sag and I don't play games with convoluted conversations. But one of the things that me, as Sharon Tracy Galbay, has learned is sometimes being a Sag, I will literally pull off all the sores, pull off all the Band-Aids, and let it bleed and let it flow. Because sometimes, in order to get the nasty, vile energy that is coming from within you, you gotta let it leak out. Let it leak out. Get rid of it, wash it up, reseal it back up. And it'll heal properly, right? So, people wanna know what are active mores versus what are passive mores. I'm gonna explain it exactly what it is. An active more is one that is action oriented. It's doing things, it's working to save our babies, to save our families, to save ourselves. A passive more is a more complaining about what active mores are doing. That's the difference, family. We can't keep always wanting to say, some of your own wearing turbans and fezzes are going to put you back into slavery, and not express what it is that we mean, and mean what it is that we are trying to express. I don't do convolution, and I don't do, what's the word I'm looking for? Coy stuff. If it's a duck, it's a duck, and I call it a duck, right? But because I love you, family, even those slinging crap, keep this PG. I love all of you. I don't care if we have a disagreement. I don't care if there's an issue you may have or some energies that you haven't quite dealt with. I don't give a damn. I'm being real with you. I'm active, and I'm going to remain active. And I'm not letting anybody, not a Moor, not an elder, not an innocent, no one sway me until you have something in your hand, literally something in your hand that is going to sway my movement. Because the movement is going to be moving. But you got to tell me what to put there, right? And I'm not going to watch anybody's broadcast to find that out. Because if you love me like you're supposed to love me, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, you're going to come to me and you're going to say, I think you should do it this way, and this is why. This is what competent people do. They don't use their platforms to talk about each other. They don't use their platforms to make sly comments about each other. We talk to each other. And females, mothers, this is your issue more than it is the man's issue. This is your issue more than it is the man's issue. Because we are here. We are in this position because of you, mother. This is why we're here. Because y'all like to.
Route 104. Service to 69th Street Transportation South.
This is your issue more than it is men's issue, because men issues come from women issues, just so you know. Right? So the question is this. When is mothers going to stop bickering? When are we going to stop fighting? When are we going to stop slinging crap at each other and be the Moabites, the empresses, the matriarch that we're supposed to be? I ask that question because people like to fight. We like to fight. What you fight me for? I'm not fighting. You're literally hitting yourself. When you're trying to fight me, you're hitting yourself. Because I ain't fighting. I keep telling you. I take the Circle 7 very, very seriously. I take Chapter 25 very, very seriously. Completely and utterly seriously. The question is, why don't you? Right? I need you to be active. I need you to do what it is you've committed yourself in this Moorish movement to do, and just do that. And if you don't want to do more than what you've committed yourself to do, that is fine. You owe no one, you don't owe me, you don't even owe yourself. You only owe yourself what it is you're willing to do, right? So, I've seen posts flying around about a multitude of things. People being unsure of themselves. Look, if you're unsure of yourself and you're unsure of your path, then the best thing that you can do as a Moor is to stop, reflect, think, redirect. That's the best thing you can do. Stop using other people for your insecurities of your own abilities. And the reason I say this is, there is no one who can sway you one way or the other if you don't already have the confliction within you already. And if you've gotten to this point where you don't know where to go nowhere. Be passive. Just sit your butt down. It's okay, because us active Moors are going to continue to be active until you passive Moors come to the table and explain why you're so passive, why you're not moving. Because one of the things, like I said, I told you I've been in this movement for a minute, and I've been watching everybody, watching what is being said, watching what is being given to the people, but more importantly, watching what action is being made. What is being done? Okay? So my question is this. If you have no temples that are going to do their jobs, which is the jobs the people gave them, what's one to do? Just sit there and be passive and complain about it? Aren't you tired of complaining about everything and not doing anything? Moors, I need you to get this. I need you to realize you have to get outside your comfort zone. You have to show yourself to the world, especially if you want them to follow you. And I don't even want you to follow me. I want you to walk alongside of me and do this active work we need to do. Right? Because you have things to offer, I have things to offer, but women, you need to stop bickering with each other because of your low vibrating state of being, right? We are so easy to get on social media and start jippity-yapping about each other. Jippity-yapping. Why? You know who I am, you know where I am, and you know where I can be found. Like I said, I've taken everything that everybody has taught me. But everybody has to realize they've been taught from someone else, and that someone else was taught, and that other someone else was taught, right? So we are supposed to be passed down this information. And if we can't be active with the information we've passed down, be okay with that, family. Be okay that you can't be. But don't poke at people who are being active. If you have no solution to the problem occurring in Morocco. Solutions are to be active, to unite and not create schisms and not use catchphrases and then leave people in the dirt. Like literally drop the mic and leave them. The Moorish movement has been active in telling you, oh, you need to be a Moor, you need to nationalize. That is one thing they've been active at. Now, different processes and procedures on how to do that, oh goodness, it's been a multitude of different ways, a multitude of different processes, a multitude. It's so interesting how your birthright is something that runs in your blood, but there's a process to become who you are. No, there's not. That's absolutely not no process to become who you are. You are that by birthright, hereditaments, inheritance. You already are. So what y'all talking about? So you see all of these individuals creating packages, creating different organizations, even though they're not registered, which they shouldn't be, under the corporate state, but corporations nonetheless. So my question, family, why is your family always unavailable to you when they want you to become a Moor? It's like, literally, I was telling someone yesterday, it's like you learn who you are. Like someone literally turned the light on in your head and literally left the room. They turned the light on and left the freaking room. And now you're in there, you got some light, because keep in mind, the light was turned on. I ain't say how illuminated it was. And now you're running around looking for more light. Looking, where's my nation? I just heard I have a nation. Where the hell is it? Where's my nation? Where the people at? I gotta wait 3 days a week to hear them on TV? Or I gotta wait for them to come on Facebook Live? Or I have to wait for their class during the week? Or I have to wait till they publish something new? No, you don't. Be active. Be yourself. That is the error. Right? So we sit here, and Prophet Noble Juali also said, I came to you, Moors, because you needed me the most. Now, what does that mean? That means you the most messed up. That means even though we have declared and proclaimed our Moorish nationality, we still have a lot of purging to do. Do the purge, family. Do the purge. But do it. Don't do it at the expense of your fellow brother and your fellow sister, because it's not right. If I have a problem with you, I'm going to come to you and talk to you. But guess what? I don't have problems with people. People have problems with me. I don't have a problem with nobody. Because guess what? I'm active. Meaning, if I see an issue, I dissect it. I don't talk about it and complain about it. I dissect it. I figure out what could be different in this situation. Right? What could be different? You have everybody all over social media, posting websites, posting so much stuff, publicizing it, right? Making it open and free to the people, right? What do we Moors need more than anything? Unity, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Now, how do we arrive at this? Prophet Noble Juali said a lot of things, but you can't sit here and say some of your own wearing turbans and feathers that's going to put you back into slavery. Okay, and what does that mean? You have to get people to clarify things for you, and not necessarily because you don't understand, because they're not making it plain so you can understand, understand what it is that they're saying, right? So you have to express that and not give a cliche answer. Give an answer, right? The reality is, if you're asking the question, maybe you're asking the question because you don't get it. And maybe you should ask, what is it that I'm not getting that you're doing over there that I might be able to assist you with, being as though we're all brothers and sisters and one mother has given us suck. One mother. But we acting like we all got a different mom. And not realizing that sometimes we're propelling our own selves, our own chaotic energies, right? The Prophet came here to teach us how to love. The Prophet came here to teach us how to be family. The Prophet came here to teach us how to be a nation. The Prophet came here to teach us how to run government. So how are we running something if we scared to do anything? And all we sit here is being passive. How you gonna learn how to do anything? Current events. I shouldn't have to spend 10 hours a day looking at a multitude of different Moorish sites. Why ain't y'all united? This is the question you ask every Moor, whether they are a part of whatever they're a part of. Why are y'all not united? And here's the part where the people come in. Why aren't you uniting us? Why are you not creating that unity? Why are we sitting here acting like we the end all be all? Y'all better get your pride in check. Y'all better get your ego in check. Come on social media. Come on Facebook Live and state your case. I want to see your face. I want to see your intent and your comments. I want to see who you are. Which is why I need to see you.
Thank you.
Because I need to make sure you ain't wearing a turban and fez, trying to put your people back into slavery or be putting them back in passive, non-active motion. Right? I'm not speaking to any specific person. I'm speaking to all Moors. Why aren't you unified? Why can't you celebrate when good is happening? Why do you always revert to your compromised and bruised ego, mind, spirit, and soul? Why aren't you looking at fixing some of that? Fix some of that, right? Because like I said, you can't just be all in, you can't be all in one school of thought, and that is law. All right, well, law comes with history. History comes with astrology. Astrology comes with spirit, breathing, meditation, and all of those things. They come all together. They're all together, right? Stop focusing on the one thing that makes you feel good. Focus on the stuff that don't make you feel good. Focus on learning who you are and what are your triggers, and when during the month you're an asshole, when during the month you're beautiful, when during the month you're uncertain about life, and realizing when you are pushing out your own stuff to the public because you're not dealing with it within, right? I repeat, I am not going to allow any mores to create schisms. If you have a thing to say it. And say it plainly, and say it matter-of-factly, and don't use a cliche to express yourself. That's not how you express yourself, by creating more confusion. You express yourself by stating exactly what it is, and not using your private forum to do it. Go in the public forum and say it. Go in the public forum and say why you think something is erred. So I commend Moors that have the ability to do that. And I say, for you Moors who can't, start doing it. Go on your social media site, because you have one, and instead of posting words, post your intent. Post a video expressing to the world, expressing to your people, expressing to your family why what we are doing is wrong. I want to hear that expression, confession from your lips to my face, because I'm not coming to you. I'm just telling you now. I'm going to keep moving with my people, pushing, propelling, being active, and telling the people what they need to know. And the fact that the first error and the most important error to fix is self. And how you feel about you, right? We ain't getting here by accident. We're here by our own intent, or lack of intent, or lack of motion, no commotion, right? We want to sit here and talk about we want freedom, but we ain't even trying to work towards getting it. Now, I take all information and I hold it up to what I have. And I say, okay, what's working? What's not working? What's not even being done? We need schools, family. Why are the very people that need to be seen, that need this information, why aren't they getting it? Where the babies at? Where the children? It ain't about you mothers. It ain't about your sons. It's about you children, your offspring. What about them? Because we as parents been ignoring the shit out of them all day long. Push them in these institutions, push them all over the place. Why are we dealing with that? Where's the child broadcasts? Where are the Facebook pages that's geared towards children? Since we sit here trying to talk about we love them, love the hell out of mine. Let me tell you, I'm here, fearless, because of them. Because when I walk around and I see our children lost, looking for a place to go, not necessarily realizing that that lostness that they are feeling is because their family is disconnected. You have all these elders fighting like little children. And I'm sad, y'all. It's gonna come out. I'm trying to choose my words wisely, and I'm trying to appeal to the family to stop fighting, because you're used to fighting. Stop fighting. I'm not fighting you. I just hope you know that. I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you. That's where I'm coming from. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know what your intent's about. I don't know any of that stuff, because I haven't had a conversation, right? I don't follow anybody, excuse me. I've never done that. I've never been able to go to church and sit there and not look at these people like they're freaking crazy, wondering how this is sufficient. I used to literally sit in church when I did go once in a blue moon, and I would just sit there and watch everybody. Literally, that's all I do. For the first 30 plus years of my life, I watched everybody. And so I'm sitting there in church and I'm just looking at people, and I'm like thinking something wrong with me, thinking there's a problem inside of me, and it's not. It's in you. Because we have to get to the point to realize that this following mentality, this listening to a broadcast and that shaking you, that's because there's stuff within you already not clear. And if people want to talk about people, they need to specifically state what the problem is and what the solution is, right? We are so easy to talk about what a problem is or what an error is. And like I said, using catchphrases. Some of your own wearing turbans and fezzes gonna put you back into slavery. Show me, express to me how that is so. How is the Consular Court Restoration Development Team, the Moorish American Consulate, putting you back in slavery? Tell me this, because last I checked, we've been releasing people from bondage, not just broadcasting about who's in there. We've actually been assisting Moors who've been kidnapped by the Service Corporation.
Bradford train making all stops.
Not being passive, being active. We have to realize also that every generation is supposed to assist and propel the next generation. Right? So back in the early 80s or the 90s, we had a generation of Moors doing it, sitting them ricks in, doing stuff. And the question is, we're here today because of where they did what they've done then, right? And then every new generation is going to bring something new to the movement, and being able to take that baton and propel forward. And here's my question. Why are those who have the batons trying to hold them and not pass them forward? What do you have to lose? Because you have everything to gain. But again, we have colonized mindset. So everything we think, I ain't gonna say everything. Some of the things that we think are a little wrong. Right? What does your spirit tell you? What does your soul tell you? What is the inner you that you haven't been listening to this entire time, and you've been going based on Roman cultural freaking church? You've been using the church and you've been using the Bible to make every decision in your life, and you wonder why you are not getting anywhere. Because the spirit within you has been talking to you and you've been ignoring her or him. So stop using social media to talk about each other and talk to each other. Do that. And it's so funny because we have stopped engaging each other and been using a social platform as a way to talk. And one of the things I know is an issue with many websites and many different broadcasts and many different outlets is that that's all they do is talk. You need to be active, Moors. You need to be active in your salvation. You need to be active in your nation. It's not about just giving food to people. It's about teaching people how to make their own food and doing that piece. So we don't have passive Moors complaining about the fact that they don't have food to eat, complaining about the fact that they don't have places to live in their own land, complaining about the fact that they don't have jobs where they own everything, complaining about all of these things and having absolutely no solutions but study, you sleepy-headed Moors. Well, you can't turn on the lights on people's consciousness and then literally walk away and tell them, study, you sleepy-headed Moors. Because we are a nation of people. We are supposed to unify, and all that I see so far is schisms.
Next stop, 56th Street.
I tell people Moorish American Consulate is a manifestation of the desire of the people. You manifested this because you are tired of the schisms. You are tired of the different groups creating all of this nonsense all over the place instead of unifying and coming together and re-establishing the judiciary. And I'm going to leave with that because I want to listen to music on the way to work. I want to listen to some music and get some work done. Be active, not passive. So I only put this out here to say, y'all need to stop following people, and you need to start getting some of this information in you. And you need to continue to watch, to listen to the blog talk.
Frankfurt train
MHHS.
all stops.
You need to continue to go to RB Bay Publications for information about your nationality, for information about your heritage, for information about your culture, for Ritz. So you can be active instead of passive. You need to go to Dr. Alim Bay's website. You need to go to Moorish American Directory. You need to go to FezPrinceProvidence.com. I always say that wrong. You need to go to the consular court groups. You need to go to everything that's Moorish out there for you. Don't create schisms within your own selves because you may not like a person. You may not like what they're doing. Everybody has something to offer. And the realities are, we're supposed to come together as a family. Not create schisms, not keep saying catchphrases because we can't say what it is that we really want to say. Say what you want to say. The only person stopping you is you. So I say all this to say, don't stop anything that you're doing. Keep being stay in motion. Keep moving forward. Every generation is to assist the next generation. How are you assisting the next generation? How are we going to get past this stagnation that the Moorish nation has? By bringing new blood in, by bringing new ideas in, by trying some different things, by turning around sometimes and asking a question. Unifying. Unity is the key. I'm telling you this. No. It's not creating schisms. It is not telling people to halt what they're doing. Because here's my question. And this is the question you have to ask yourself. What are you doing? And how can I be a benefit to my nation? And what is my nation doing? Is it telling me to be active? Or is it just telling me to go in my room and study? Or is it telling me to just talk about the things that are being done to my people on their own lands? And what is the action? It's all about action. If you Moors don't want to be active, don't sit here and poke at the ones that are doing work. Literally doing work. We have to get past our fears, our concerns, our lack of understanding in some ways, and we have to dialogue with one another. At one point you should. It makes the best sense because I am your mother, I am your brother, I am your family. So if you have a problem with anything the consular court is doing, anything the Moorish American Consulate is doing, what would be the most competent thing you could do? Try to figure out what it is that they're doing, right?
Frankfurt train making all stops.
That's what you could do. Instead of poking and just talking about Black's Law Dictionary, what are you doing to be active? Be active, Moors. Stop sitting your asses in your rooms reading all day. Get out there, start talking to your people. Get out here, do some Facebook Lives. I want to see you. Because I want to see your intent, your character.
Next stop.
That's what I'm looking at. Because all of our people wearing turbans and fezzes are not your family, even though they're trying to act like they are. But I am. So be active, family. Don't be passive. We need Moors to unify. Moors, you're going to need each other more now than you did before. Why does he say that? Why did Prophet Noble and Drew Ali say, I came to you, Morris, first because you needed me the most? That tells you a lot. It says a lot. Just saying. It's on Peace and Love. I'm about to listen to some music, so I just want to give you some inspiration and tell you to let your spirit guide you. Don't let people guide you. Let your spirit guide you. Talk to your soul within, and it will never lead you astray. People will. Your spirit won't. Peace and love.